welcome back as we dive into the exciting Season 6 of Urulay-Ulay sa Baloy ning Kaaraman. This is episode 3 and I am thrilled to be your host. I am Ate Nilan. We have so much in store today. An episode packed with inspiration, learnings, and stories that truly matter to our educator community. Welcome once again mga ka-LP to another inspiring episode of our beloved B&C Sikat program, Urulay-Ulay sa Baloy ning Kaaraman. Now in its vibrant Season 6, this season is more than just learning. It's where knowledge meets leadership, student dreams fuel teachers' excellence, and passion that shapes the future. Today, we present episode 3, the titled Student Leaders at Future Teachers. Live on February 27, 2026 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at CITL Studio Room. This talk shows highlights the journeys of student leaders like our guests. We'll explore how leadership experiences build essential skills like resilience, empathy, empowering B.Ed students for classroom success. These episodes motivates every viewer with real-life stories of growth, challenges overcome, and leadership that inspire. Joining us is our esteemed guest, Ms. Kiara Denise C. Ante, LPT former mayor of LP 2023 to 2024. Her story is a testament to how student leadership forge great future teachers. So get ready mga ka-LP for wisdom, motivation, and stories celebrating how student leaders become future teachers. Let's embrace this episode with hope and excitement. It is my pleasure to welcome you all for today's episodes. We have here our guest, Ma'am Kiara Denise C. Ante, licensed professional teacher, our former mayor of LP, year 2023 to 2024. She's with us. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello!
Hi.
Hello po. Thank you so much for having me here in this episode. Parang kailan lang. I was the one sitting on your seat.
Napanood ko yung mga video mo, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Well, ma'am, how do you feeling today?
Honestly, kinakabahan ako kasi parang ilang beses kong tinanong yung sarili ko if I'm capable na ba of, being interviewed about this topic. Pero sana na mabigyan ko ng justice ng episode na to para sa ating mga B.Ed numbers.
Yes. So, it is our pleasure ma'am to have you here. So, syempre, the feeling is mutual, sabi nga, parehas lang tayo feeling. So, this is my first time hosting this event. So, syempre, nakakagalak, nakakatuwa, at napakasaya sa pakiramdam na ma-experience ko din yung na dati, ito yung gumagawa, di ba? So, si ma'am yun, at ito na din ako ngayon. So, let's proceed, ma'am, sa ating question and answer.
Yeah, let's begin.
Parang i-feel natin yung presence na parang mga beauty queen tayo today.
Yes.
So, Ma'am Kiara, we said kanina that you're a former mayor of LP, di ba? So, as mayor, how this shaped you as a leader?
Okay, so ano kasi yun? Parang I started serving in LP when I was in first year in college pa lang. At first, I was hesitant to apply for any position in the organization kasi I was afraid na it will affect my grades. Kasi don't get me wrong, I know other students here can relate na may mga estudyante talaga na very grade conscious. And when we say grade conscious, it could be a positive, it could be negative din at some point. So ako, since grade conscious ako, parang ang mindset ko noon, kailangan mag-excel lang ako academically.
Priority mo yung academics?
Yeah, priority ko yung academics kasi feeling ko, para masabing magaling ang isang estudyante, kailangan mataas lang ang grades. Akads lang mag-excel. But then, when I entered LP, doon nag-shift yung mindset ko from being grade conscious. Develop ko na yung mindset na ang leader is hindi naman about academics lang lahat. So parang natutunan ko na i-balance yung academics and service. So parang yung journey ko, nag-start siya challenging kasi yun nga sanay ako na nakatuon lang yung attention ko sa academics. Pero little by little, as I go on with the journey, yun nga na-develop ko na kailangan ko magbigay ng service sa fellow B.Ed students. Unti-unti, na-develop na and gumaan na rin yung journey. Kasama na din yung mga officers and yung advisors and katuwang na din yung yung CDA. So, ganun na-transform yung idea ko about leadership, na hindi mo kailangan maging magaling lang academically, kasi hindi lang naman yan about dito, hindi
Yes.
lang nagtatalinuhan
Academics
ang
sa
leadership. Yes, parang most importantly, we always have to remember na we need to serve with our hearts talaga. So, ganun po.
And yung support system ng mga kasama natin, malaking parte din talaga yun as a leader.
Kasi diba, we cannot do all our responsibilities ng mag-isa lang. We cannot stand on our own feet lang. We'll always need the support of our team members, our co-officers, and yung mga mas matataas pa sa akin.
Yes. So that's very inspiring, ano. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Kumbaga yung pinagmulan mo as a leader and as a mayor. So, Ma'am Kiara, with that, what is your biggest challenge naman na na-encounter as a mayor ng LP?
Okay, about sa challenges, madami, no? Challenge, may mga na-encounter kaming challenges pagdating sa members. And I mean, it's normal kasi hindi lahat ng members parang mapapasunod mo agad sa kailangan gawin. Kaya it's very important na we have to approach them properly. Pero so far, those are minor challenges lang naman, and I'm thankful na with proper communication, na-address naman agad yung challenges sa members and sa ibang organizations na we were working with back then. Yung most difficult challenge na na-encounter ko noon, actually, this is the first time that I will be sharing this sa lahat sa buong
Ang swerte namin na
organization.
marinig yun.
Nakakalungkot to. It was more on a personal challenge kasi I was dealing with a health problem at that time. Specifically, this happened nung term ko na as mayor. Nung first 2 years ko sa LP, I was okay pa. Like everything was going smooth lang. Pero nung mayor na ako, I started consulting kasi a rheumatologist. Kasi yung sa may practical class kami nun sa swimming and I couldn't swim properly. May times na na-experience ko talaga yung leg cramps. Yeah, so na-experience ko na siya since senior high. Pero dun lang ako nag-consult ng doctor. Kasi nga, parang na-affectan na yung performance ko sa swimming class namin. So, ayun. To cut the story short, I was almost diagnosed with lupus. And if you will search about it, lupus is not
Serious
as...
condition siya.
That's right, ma'am. It's not like a fever na kapag nag-take ka ng Biogesic or
Wala agad.
any other over-the-counter medicine, kung wala ka namang major na or wala kang infection sa katawan, gagaling ka agad. Lupus is not like that. Actually, wala siyang lunas, wala siyang gamot, and kung tutuusin, at some point, mas maganda pa yung cancer. Kasi ang cancer, kapag nag-take ka ng chemotherapy, mamamatay yung cancer cells, gagaling ka. Pero when I was talking to my doctor, lupus pala doesn't have cure talaga. Ang pwede lang i-manage yung side effects, pero yung lupus itself, wala siyang cure. So doon ako nahirapan. So, ilang buwan, 10 months at ako nagpabalik-balik sa doktor. Tapos, ang dami kong iniinom na gamot. Hindi alam ng lahat ng officers, even our advisor, hindi ko pinalam. Kasi, I was afraid na the members will respect me. Kasi kakaawaan nila ako kasi may sakit ako. And I don't want that. I didn't want that to happen. Gusto ko, they will respect me. Kasi, in-earn ko yun.
Kanila na stroke, parang
Yeah, in-earn ko
gano'n.
yun. Parang pinaghirapan ko yun. And I deserve to be respected. So, hindi ko sinabi na I was dealing with a health condition. So, bakit ko nasabi na biggest challenge siya during my term? Kasi alam ko na it affected my performance. So, may mga papers na kailangan ko kasi pero hindi ko magawa kasi lagi akong may fatigue.
And the medication itself,
Yes,
isipin mo
very,
naman
very
gamot.
stressful.
May oras na
Ikaw
kailangan
ba
mag-take
naman?
ng medicine.
Oo, nagsimula lang sa simple na leg cramps. Tapos sasabihin ako,
May serious kang sakit.
So, yun, nahirapan ako sa side effects kasi lagi po akong pagod. Instead na nag-work na ako sa paperwork, hindi ko magawa. So, ang ending, parang nagka-cramming ako. Pag may event na kailangan i-handle, hindi ko din po napagtutuunan masyado ng pansin. So, parang yun lang, feeling ko, mas may nagawa pa ako, mas maayos kung wala akong iniindang sakit nun. And aside from that, aside from the pagod, antukin.
Yes, kasi it's talagang side effect yun ng mga gamot.
Sobrang antukin ko nun. Kahit literal na kahit in the middle of our discussion sa loob ng class, nakakatulog ako. Opo, kaya yun, sobrang hirap kasi feeling ko hindi ko na nabigay yung 100% best or yung 100% effort ko sa organization. Pero I was so happy kasi na-overcome ko siya kasi may ilang officers ang pinagsabihan. Sila lang yung nakakaalam. So, kapag nahihirapan ako, feeling ko hindi ko magagawa yung task, I talk to them properly lang, nakikiusap ako kung pwede ba na sila muna gumawa
Yes.
instead na ako. Kasi
Delegation is very important talaga.
yes, ma'am, my body wasn't really cooperating at that period na kung kailan pa ako yung mayor.
Saka
Tsaka
nangyari.
ba nangyari yun? Pero thankfully naman, hindi ako na-diagnose kasi, ayun, yung sa isang test, nag-negative naman ako. Pero kailangan pa daw siya monitoring kasi kapag may physical symptoms na related sa lupus and nag-negative daw sa isang screening test, possible now na after a few years, pwede siyang mag-positive eventually. So, pwede nang ma-diagnose as lupus. So, hopefully, hindi naman.
Opo. So, continuous pa din po ngayon yung monitoring nyo with that.
Actually, yung medication and monitoring ko with the doctor, in-stop ko. Kasi very stressful. Hindi siya madali. Parang papunta na ako nun sa depression. Talagang umiiwas ako sa mga tao. Pero in-observe ko naman yung katawan ko. So far, yung symptoms, my physical symptoms, may konting improvement. Pero if ever na bumalik yung severity ng mga symptoms na experience ko dati, ano naman, promise ko naman sa sarili ko na magko-consult ako
Consult
ulit.
agad.
So, yun.
Talagang very challenging yung ganyang situation, lalo na pag health na yung napapasok sa usapan.
Yes,
Oo.
ma'am.
With that, sana ma'am, we wish na sana maging okay naman na yung health mo.
Yeah, ako din ay motivated. Sabi ko, magtuturo pa ako.
Oh, yes!
Kahit pa ng mga bata.
Ang dami pang bata nag-aantay sa magandang serbisyo ng isang Miss Kiara. Diba?
Kinaman.
Okay. So, overcoming that builds to resilience talaga din.
Yes.
Usapang resilience talaga, andyan yun.
Parang napatunayan ko din kung gaano ako nag-resilient. Kasi ma'am, dagdag ko lang, ilang beses ko ding inisip na mag-resign na or mag-step down na from my position. Kaya lang, I asked myself, sabi ko, kung mag-step down ako, paano yung LP? I mean, yes, may vice mayor na papalit. Pero, the fact na mag-step down ako, mababawasan yung officers, yung team namin. So, if ever may event, may problema, nabawasan na kami ng isa na gagawa ng, mag-iisip ng solusyon, gagawa ng task. So, kahit ilang beses kong pinag-isipan na mag-step down, kasi kung tutuusin, valid yung reason ko to step down from my position.
Yes.
And hindi na rin talaga nun maganda yung pakiramdam ko. Ang dami ko nung absent sa classes kasi may mga days na kailangan kong magpa-laboratory sa Naga. So, ayun.
Sabay-sabay yung activities sa school.
Sabay-sabay activities sa org, sa department natin, and then yung mga demo teaching pa. Hindi ko pa rin pinili yung option to step down. And dun ko din napatunayan yung resilience ko and yung courage ko din talaga to take the lead sa organization.
Yes. And hearing the feedbacks ng mga, since ako freshman din ako
Yes,
dito
ma'am.
sa BEd, ma'am. So, hearing the feedback na magaganda about ng Kiara, na kayo na po yung nag-set ng standard for LP naman.
So, happy naman to hear
Oo.
that.
So, another question lang, Kiara. So, what key leadership skills did you gain as mayor that you can apply in teaching?
Okay, sa skills, marami no, isa yan sa mga benefits na pwedeng makuha ng isang leader pag pumasok siya sa isang organization. Kasi karamihan sa mga estudyante ngayon, when they hear about being a leader, dagdag trabaho lang yan, dagdag responsibilities, kapagalan daw. Parang nakakapagod naman talaga. Huwag na natin i-sugarcoat yun, literal na nakakapagod na maging isang leader. Pero, kung iintindihin natin, kung titingnan natin yung lahat ng angle sa pagiging isang leader,
It's fulfilling.
fulfilling and ang daming skills, ang daming learnings din na magigain. So for me, siguro I can share 3 skills lang na very important na magagamit sa once we enter teaching na kapag nag-deped kayo or pumasok kayo sa private schools or kung saan man yan. First, ang may share ko yung sa communication. Kasi as the mayor back then, ang dami kong kailangan kausapin. I needed to talk to my co-officers, to my members, sa officers ng ibang organization. Basta, iba't ibang tao.
Oo, nakaka-pressure pala yung mga heads pag sila na yung kailangan mong
Yes.
kausapin. Pa-approve ng proposals, di ba, ma'am?
And hindi lang siya verbal, parang I needed to prepare written communication letters. So masasabi ko na isa siya sa na-develop ko kasi parang almost every day, ginagamit ko yung skill na yon. sa pakikipag-usap sa iba't ibang mga tao. And it's very essential kasi kapag pumasok na tayo sa actual teaching, gagawin pa rin natin yan. Makikipag-usap tayo. Kanino? Sa students. And students are very diverse, di ba? We all know that. Teachers, pre-service teachers all know that. Students are very diverse. They all have their different pacing, strengths and weaknesses. So parang iba't ibang approach ang kailangan. So
Lalo pa ngayon, ma'am, yung mga bata talaga masyado ng, sabi nito, kung sabi ko, masyado ng siruon na yun.
yes,
You need to know them really. Kung ano ba yung mga kailangan nila.
yes.
So, ano yung mga pinagdaraanan.
Very important na dapat ma-develop ng isang teacher yung kanilang communication skills. Aside from the students, we will also be dealing with their parents.
Yes.
And iba't ibang professions yan. May teacher din dyan. May doctor, may engineer, may architect. So, kailangan matutunan din natin how to approach them properly. Of course, we'll be talking to our co-teachers, the principals, the school heads, and etc. So, yun, isang advantage, malaking advantage na nag-gain ko and na-improve ko yung communication skills ko. Kasi grabe, ang gandang training ground kapag napasok kayo sa isang organization na kagaya ng LT. And then, another one naman is yung patience. So, sa isang organization, hindi mawawala yung conflicts. May mga conflicts na hindi mo inaasahan, may expected din naman, so parang prepared ka na with the solution. Pero nasabi kong na-develop ko yung patience kasi sa haba ba naman, parang 1 year akong mayor, ang dami kong pinagdaanan. So, na-strengthen ko siya, and I believe na this one is also essential pagpasok ko na rin sa teaching. Kasi nga kagaya ng sabi ko kanina, diverse ang mga estudyante. So, may mga ma-observe ka dyan na struggling learners, and at the same time, meron dyan yung mas mabilis mag-excel. So, hindi pwede na kapag nagtuturo ka, you'll be frustrated agad-agad just because may students na struggling. So, hindi nakakasabay sa pacing ng iba. So, very important na ma-develop din ng mga future teachers natin yung patience. And lastly is the problem solving. So, gaya nga ng sinabi ko, very normal sa isang organization na nagkakaroon ng conflicts. And ang nakakatakot dyan, yung conflicts na biglaan. So, hindi ka prepared with a solution. So, yun, experience din namin yun during our term. For example, may nakaschedule na kaming event. So, ganito, for example, next Friday na. Tapos, just parang 1 week before the scheduled date ng event, nagpalabas yung university ng cancellation of classes. I forgot lang the reason kung bakit.
Uso pa naman yung gano'n, bigla ang mga cancellation ng klase, asynchronous.
Yes, and super nabigla ako nun kasi as in prepared na lahat. Yung communication letters with the speakers, yung mga invited guests. So parang feeling ko, kailangan namin magsimula sa simula. So yung gano'n, na-develop namin kung paano mag-solve agad ng problems kasi we needed to think quickly kasi ang dami namin kakausapin na tao for that particular event. So kailangan din yon sa teaching. May mga conflicts na sa classroom lang, may conflicts, it could also be about the behaviors of the students, sa classroom management, or kahit anong conflicts pa yan. Very important na ang teachers ay prepared. Mabilis mag-isip ng solusyon, lalo na kung it's about the welfare of the students. So, isa to sa mga kagandahan, isa lang to sa parang benefits kapag nakapasok ka sa isang organizations. Kasi these skills are the skills na hindi mo lang matututunan sa books.
Yes.
These skills actually can be learned.
Real life.
Yeah, real life. Parang, di ba we have this popular line, si John Dewey yata yung philosopher, we always say this sa Prof. Ed subjects natin, learning by doing. Ang emphasis dito sa learning by doing, nakatuon sa students' engagement. So, kung paano gumagawa mismo yung mga estudyante. So, hindi sila matututo unless may experience nila yung isang bagay. Yes. Kaya, yun, I'm encouraging everybody na if you have the opportunity to join in an organization such as this, like LP, you take the chance because it's a chance to grow and yes, it's a chance to grow and improve your skills kagaya ng mga na nag-gain ko sa LP.
Ayan. So, very fruitful yung sagot ni Manoy. Mga ka-LP, tandaan natin yung tatlong skills, basic skills na kailangan ay meron daw tayo. So, unang-una, we have the communication, the written patience, and of course, the problem-solving skills. So, napakagandang maibibigay na lessons or kaalaman sa ating mga ka-LP.